Would we be able to survive in early America? If we were transported back in time, would we be able to make it? Here on the channel, we focus on the 18th century. We study what they're eating and the people and their lives and how they lived in those times. And we say, could we live in those times? They had a very, very difficult life. Death was surrounding them at all times. There were a lot of different challenges that they were up against. Here in early America, you might go hungry. You might get too cold. They also had, of course, violence. You might die in battle or in violent situations. Medicine was so rudimentary that it was probably more dangerous to you than it would be helpful. There are so many things in the modern age that we can easily deal with. Sudden death to us is something that is very out of the ordinary. It really catches us off guard. And yet we see many, many references in that 18th century time period. Maybe somebody like William Byrd, who's living in the early 18th century down in the Virginia area, and he talks about neighbors of his. He sees them one day, the next day they're dead. Here's something that we deal with or come to North America. Now today, we'd hop on an airplane and we'd fly to Europe back and forth. People do it all the time, and nobody's terribly concerned about dying on an airplane. Yes, we have airplane accidents, but really the number is very small. In the 18th century, if you're in Europe and you want to come to North America, you have to travel by ocean in the 18th century. That trip might take 2 months, 3 months, hard to say. And many, many ships are sinking in that fragile vessel. We also have to deal with eating food that might kill us. You might get scurvy or something else, and disease on board ship, very, very dangerous. And not only are you willing to risk the travel, it's very common for people that are new. Why would someone take on these kinds of risks? Well, there were so many great opportunities in North America compared to what was going on in Europe. There was no place to grow, there was no place to go up, there was no new career in Europe. But North America was a blank slate for many, and some people did this travel because they were up against it. They had absolutely no choices. William Morley, in his 1720s memoir, talks about being in Great Britain. He was down on his luck. He was probably in his late teens, early 20s, and they say, you know what? You should indenture yourself and go world. And that's exactly what he does. He signs away 7 years of his labor so that he can travel to the New World to find anything, any kind of turn to England and try to reclaim his fortune there. It's hard to pinpoint exactly what the death rate was in the 18th century because they did not keep records the way we do today. But it's likely that the rate per thousand is about twice as much as time period. Dying before you were 20 was the very most dangerous thing. Infant death mortality was something like 30% at times in certain places, which is very, very high compared to what it is today. If you got to 20 or 25 years of age, you'll probably live a fairly normal lifespan that we would guess today. You're going to live to be 60, 70, even 80 years old, and yet he endured the most extremes of all these issues. He had to deal with severe problems with not having enough food when he was a soldier, not having enough water. Many times he had to ground. He also had to endure battle. He also had to endure disease while he was in the army, and he was in different kinds of accidents that could easily have killed him. And yet, to North America in 1774, and he wants to seek his fortune. He wants to find a new life in North America. He endures the travel. He does get ill. He has a doctor see him, and the doctor poisons him. He's got to go down to the Caribbean, which of course, known for its endemic diseases in the time period, very dangerous place to go. He survives the trip back up to North America, and then he goes out into the frontier, a very dangerous and violent place, going in hostile territory. He gets injured when he's in the backwoods of Kentucky. He can't move for a couple of days. He comes back through more hostile territory, and he survives. And he survives that without any problem at all, even though he was going through very dangerous situations.